Hello friends, myself Pratik. Welcome to this session on conditions and if statement. In this session there will be various questions to test your skills on the concept which we have covered so far under conditions and if statement. Let us start this session. Let us consider this code. Here we are using if, else if and else statement. And these are the initial values of votes 1 and votes 2. You have to tell what is the output of this code. So you can pause the video at this point and try to answer this question. Based on the given input, you can see that the first if condition is false because vote 1 is not greater than or equal to vote 2. So if first condition is false, it will go to else if part, and this condition is true. So the output will be candidate 2 wins, and else part will not execute because second if condition is true, so it will not execute this else part. So the output will be candidate 2 win in this case. Now let us consider these inputs. So you need to tell me what is the output in this case. You can pause the video at this point and just give a thought. What is the output? Okay, so in this case, the first if condition is true. It will print candidate 1 wins. It will not check second if or else part. So the output will be simple candidate 1 wins. Now let us consider these two inputs where votes 1 and votes 2 is equal to 195. Here both the votes are equal. So what will be the output in this case? So in this case, the condition is greater than or equal to. So the output will be candidate 1 wins, and it will simply print this candidate 1 wins because we have equality operator here. It will not execute else if and else part. So in this case, the output is candidate 1 wins. So of course there is a problem in this code. So if the votes are equal, instead of displaying candidate 1 wins, it should display there was a tie. Can you fix this code? Take your time. You can pause the video at this point. Yes, I hope that you got the answer. The problem in this code is the use of equality operator. So we have to remove these equality operators. If you remove these equality operators in the if conditions, then you can fix this code. So if vote 1 is equal to vote 2, the first if condition will false. Similarly, the else if condition is also false. So it will only execute else part and it will print there was a tie. So this way you can solve this problem. Okay, let us consider this code and tell me what is the output in this case. Here, these are the values of vote 1s, vote 2 and vote 3, and you have to tell what is the output. Is it 1? Take your time. Follow this code very closely and try to find out what is the output if these are the inputs. You can pause the video at this point to find out the answer of this question. I hope that you got your output. So in this case, the value of majority will be 7.5. Since vote 1 is less than majority, so this if condition is false. Vote 2 is less than majority. This second if condition is false, while this third if condition is also false. So it will only print else part and it will display a runoff is required. So in this case, you will be getting the output a runoff is required because all the three if statement is false. Since the condition of this third if statement is false, you will execute its else part, so it will print a runoff is required. Okay, what will be the output if the input is like this? Vote 1 is 9, vote 2 is 2 and vote 3 is 4. Take your time and try to find out the outputs. It's very tricky, so please follow it closely. What is the output in this case? You can pause the video at this point and try to find out what is the output if the inputs are 9, 2 and 4. In this case, the value of majority is 7.5. The value of vote 1 is 9, which is more than majority, so it will print candidate 1 wins. So this statement will execute. Since we are using 3 different if statement, the control will not come out of this block. So after this it will check second if condition. So vote 2 are less than majority, so this if condition is false, so it will not print this statement. Then it will check third if statement. Votes 3 again are not greater than majority, so this if condition is false. So if this if condition is false, then it will execute else part, and else part will print a runoff is required. So the point is this: in this case the output is 1 and 4. Why 1 and 4? Because we are using 3 different if statement, and this else part is associated with third if. So first if is true, so it will print this. Second if is false, so this will not print. Third if is false, so it will execute its else part and it will print a runoff is required. Can you tell me what will be the output in this case? Vote 1 is 0, vote 2 is 15, and vote 3 is again 0. So the same code but different input. Take your time and find out the output. Let's find out the output for these input values. So first if condition is false, so it will not print this. Then it will check second if condition. Second if condition is true, so it will print this. Now it will check third if conditions, which is false. Since this if condition is false, so it will execute its else part and it will also print a runoff is required. So the output will be 2 and 4. So you can see that there are problems in this code. So how we can solve this issue? Please take your time to fix this code so that it should work perfectly fine for all possible inputs. I hope you got your answer. So in this case you have to replace all these if statements into else if statements as shown here. If you can convert these second and third if statements into else if, it can solve the problem. So if vote 1 is greater than majority, it will simply print this and come out of this if block. If first condition is false, then it will check second condition, and if this is true, it will come out of this block and it will not check third if, or it will not execute else part. If first and second condition are false, then it will check the third part, and if votes 3 are greater than majority, it will print this, and this will only be printed if votes 1, votes 2 and votes 3 all are equal. So if the values of all 3 inputs are equal, then only this else part will execute, because this else will execute only if all of these if conditions are false. So it will only happen when all 3 values are equal. So if all 3 values are equal, you will be getting a runoff is required. So I hope you understand the logic behind these questions. The reference of all these questions is the book titled as Discovering Computer Science. Thanks for watching this video.